This is Saint Foreman here on the Delayed W podcast with my co-host Seven.
What is up?
Then we got our panel,
What it do?
Swank,
Hey guys.
and of course our editor and producer, Flame M16. His channel will be linked in the description below. Today we got a special guest. It was his birthday this week, so I want y'all to wish him happy birthday in the comments, man. The Polo King.
Hey, what's happening? It's your boy Polo Don. They talking about some Dragon Ball Z shit, so your boy figured why the fuck not join?
Saint, we're here to discuss Dragon Ball, or more specifically Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, right?
Yeah, so this episode was inspired by what I've been seeing trending on Twitter. There's people debating on what's like its arcs and the best transformation. So before we start this off, I just want to know what's everybody's favorite Dragon Ball Z character.
Teen Gohan. I mean, at least like Cell Saga Gohan, because we finally like, oh look, we're not going to focus on Goku so much, and let someone else have the spotlight. And then the Buu saga happened, and everything else happened, and now Gohan's a little bit so much potential, and then they just said, fuck it, let's make him the bitch. Oh yeah, I don't want to be a fighter. I want to be a professor or some shit. Like, nigga, you can do both.
Swank, what's your favorite Dragon Ball Z character?
Be real, I don't really watch Dragon Ball Z. So I'll just go Goku, man.
Somebody roast this, man.
Do it, man. I'm all for it.
I know Swank's never really been into anime, so
Yeah.
it's understandable.
It's not me.
You can't really fault him for that, but I can give you props because at least you know the character. Like at least you know the nigga's name. Like some niggas be all like, "Oh, I like Dragon Ball," and don't even know the motherfucker's name. You ask a nigga, "Oh, who Piccolo?" I don't know who that is. Is that the nigga with the? Is that the nigga with the third eye? Bitch. No, get out.
Oh, I appreciate that.
What's your favorite?
Hey man, I like Future Trunks, bro. That guy's badass.
Yeah, it was pretty good in the Cell Saga when his mom was hitting on him. That was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah,
Wow, I actually totally forgot about that.
Yeah, that was some Back to the Future shit.
We're not gonna talk about that.
Dragon Ball Z Abridged did it good.
Oh my god.
Polo King, what's your favorite character?
As far as like character development wise, I like Piccolo, but overall my favorite character is Goku.
See, my favorite character is Bardock. Like, there's nothing changing that.
Understandable.
Which Bardock? The Super Bardock or Z Bardock?
I was kind of pissed off at like Super Bardock in a way. I mean, they didn't do it bad, but they didn't give him enough.
I mean, realistically, it's a way for like the events that happen in the movie, like bother and go like the Z movie to still take place in like the super movie that he's in. It doesn't contradict anything really.
They kind of changed a little bit of stuff though.
Yeah, it changed it, but it doesn't like it's a way for you to like say, okay, well, you could say that you could really say like maybe that happened earlier in the timeline, maybe or whatever, and maybe they just decided to take Goku before like the night before. I don't know. It's pretty weird.
The whole Bardock special that technically wasn't canon, was it?
No.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty good.
You talking about when he went back in time and fought Frieza's ancestor?
And he became the first Super Saiyan or whatever.
Yeah, that's not canon.
Cool, but
they just did that shit because niggas like always wanted to see Bardock become a Super Saiyan. So they was like, all right, fuck it.
I mean, I wish they gave us Super Saiyan Nappa.
That's never gonna happen, dog.
I think that happened in like the card game or something.
Heroes, yeah, but other than that, you're not gonna see it for real.
Nappa. That's the bald one, right?
Yeah.
What grows?
Vegeta.
Like once he turns Super Saiyan, Was it his eye, his beard?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Shit, that's the only hair he got.
One of the first things I was seeing trending was picture here. So I'm gonna post this here in our little podcast chat. So it has the Sand arc, Frieza arc, the Android arc, Majin Buu arc, and it also included the Battle of Gods. Technically, I guess the arc since it's part of Super,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a movie. And then you have Resurrection F. Oh, and then they included basically all the arcs in those Super,
And the
including the manga
manga.
that's going on right now. 3 arcs that I thought were like by far just the top threes. I'm biased to Android art. Really, this that Cell Saga itself is just my favorite of the whole series. But I had that one, the Frieza arc, and the Sand arc.
So just basically all of Dragon Ball Z besides the Boo arc.
Yeah, I try to rewatch the Buu arc, the original. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. That shit is ass.
Yeah, without nostalgia, yeah, it's just kind
That
of
first half is
whatever.
real. Like, unless you've watched the original Dragon Ball and you just know how fucking goofy it really is, it's like you're not really like you'll appreciate the Buu Saga, but it ain't gonna be something like it's not gonna be something you'll go back and watch. Like you'll be like, okay, I mean, I'm watching it because I have to, basically.
Don't get me wrong. They gave us Vegito and Gotenks and Super Saiyan 3.
I feel like once they got like once because that first like when they introduced like Majin Buu, like the fat and those episodes, that's when I was all like, yeah, this not the move. But once it actually got deeper and deeper into the arc, I was like, okay, now it's starting to get a little good.
My thing with the Boo saga was they just did Gohan so dirty. Gave him like a whole new power up, and just oh nope, just kidding. Mr. Gohan is bullshit, and so is pretty much all the transformations in the Boo saga. Like Super Saiyan 3, they hyped the hell out of it. He had a like 10-minute long transformation scene, and he didn't even beat Boo. And even since then, like Super
I
Saiyan 3
mean,
in general just gets
he
shit
chose
on.
not to beat Buu though, honestly.
Yeah. It was kind of dumb.
But I mean, Boo's immortal, so it wasn't like he can actually beat him.
Yeah, but
And
I
I don't
mean,
especially
understand why you're
just
gonna
given the
I
hype up
mean,
Super
he
Saiyan 3
said
so much.
like Piccolo asked him, he's like, "Do you honestly think you could beat Boo?" And he told him, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, I had enough." He's like, "Yeah, I have enough. I had enough power in Ki at Super Saiyan 3." And even Vegeta states that when they fighting Kid Buu, he's like, "I had enough power to beat Majin Buu," but it's like he was saying, "I'm not gonna beat." He like he was saying, "I only have one Earth day to be here, and then after that, I'm gone." And
and he still can't do a lot.
if these motherfuckers really can't beat Boo, then y'all are fucked, basically.
And he used it all up too, though. That was
Yeah.
the dumb part about the whole series. It's like you're wasting everybody's time.
I mean, but Toriyama, he didn't want to continue after the Cell Saga, but they made him continue the manga because it was selling so well, and so he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make this shit just off the walls and see if I can get myself canceled." But people ate it up. I mean, that's
Basically.
why Gohan he got so hyped in the Cell Saga. He was going to be like the next focus character, and then the Buu Saga just said big fuck you to that and brought
Well,
Goku
it's
back.
really because Toriyama, he felt like Gohan really didn't fit. He felt like he didn't fit like he felt like he really didn't fit the hero role, not the hero role, but like the role that Goku has. Basically, he felt like Gohan really didn't fit that, and in a way, he kind of was right, but at the same time, it makes you wonder, like, okay, well, I really want to see where y'all would have took his character.
I
I
mean,
can't
since
really
like the
say that
Buu
because
arc and all the way through Super, pretty much the whole thing has just been about Goku.
well, he is the most popular character though.
I mean, Toei has to milk it as much as they can. They're not. They're gonna keep on pumping out shit until we fucking die. It makes them way too much money not to.
Oh, of course.
Do y'all think any of the super arcs came to being close to the Z arcs, or even better to any of the Z arcs?
I feel like it fucked up the power levels.
Oh, for sure.
I'm a bit confused on how everything works now, but I kind of like more the Z than the Super.
Oh, I'm gonna be upfront with you. I'm gonna be upfront with you. Power levels have been fucked since the original Dragon Ball, so you ain't missing too much right there.
Or
That
not
is
just power
true.
levels, just power scaling is just
Yeah, there you go.
Power
Power scale.
scaling,
There you go.
yeah.
like they basically.
But I think that's a large part on Toei's part because the manga's a little bit more balanced, a little bit.
But they basically just said, Blue's just like regular Super Saiyan now. Apparently, androids can keep up with Blue, and so can fucking Krillin. It's like, what? I mean,
Well, not really because Goku can with that. Okay, I thought the Android 17. I thought Android 17. I thought that was kind of bullshit, but I kind of see what they were going with this because technically speaking, he has they have unlimited like stamina and energy. So technically, in theory, they could keep going. They could keep going. They might not be able to like land no good hits or nothing. Like, well, they might not be able to land no strong blows, but they in theory could keep going. But with Krillin, nah, he wasn't really able to keep up. Goku can like what he can do is he can like in Super Saiyan Blue, he can like basically like control his key outputs. He can determine, okay, I can use this much power on Krillin to the point where to give him a confidence. That whole fight was basically to give Krillin a confidence booster because that nigga he been out the game for a little bit. So
I mean, basically with the introduction of Super Saiyan God, all the other fighters have been pretty much just like, yeah, we're really nothing. We're just kind of here just to hold down the fort until Goku gets here or Vegeta gets here. I mean, like what I wanted to see was just more character development with everyone else besides like the slice of life shit.
yeah,
I mean, you've seen character development for a lot of the characters. Some of them they already reached like their max. It's like there's nothing else you can do.
yeah, like Piccolo. There's realistically nothing you can do with his character. Like,
And then another thing with Dragon Ball is even if you kill someone off, they're gonna come back. So it's like nothing's permanent. Like that was my whole problem with the Universe 6 arc, like or not the Universe 6 arc, the Tournament of Power arc. I Yeah, I knew it was all gonna be pointless anyways, because like, try to up the stakes, say that everything's gonna, or if you lose, your universe is gonna disappear. I'm like, this is bullshit. We all know that at the very end, someone's gonna wish, oh, I just want all the universes to come back, and okay, literally nothing lost or gained.
I mean, to be fair, I was like, okay, I know if Goku gonna win or some shit, he'll probably. I was like, I expect Goku to do some shit like that. But let's be real here. When you was watching that, you probably didn't expect out of all the people in Android 17 to do that. Especially if that nigga was saying, I'm finna buy my wife a boat with that shit. Fuck y'all niggas.
Well, I don't really think it matters that 17 won. I knew that someone from Universe 7 would have won. I don't really think it matters who won because they would have wished the same thing anyways, and everything would have came back.
Well,
So
it's like Zeno said, if them niggas would have made anything that wish, he was gonna wipe them out anyway. So they had really realistically no choice but to do that.
To be fair, it was still an awesome moment because nobody expected 17 at all.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
And on top of that, the series is kind of limited because they already said that it's before the end of Z. So, since they that's what they set the goal, like the standard to be.
like for sure, Tournament of Power, they had like really good moments. As the final fight with Goku and Frieza versus Jiren, and Ultra Instinct and Super Saiyan Blue Beyond or Evolution or whatever the fuck they're calling Vegeta's transformation. But like, there's really no progression of the story or anything in that arc. I just thought it was kind of pointless. Like, I don't really like tournament arcs in general in anime. It's just kind of boring. It's inevitable that a lot of shonen anime are going to do that, but it just gets boring.
I
Just
disagree
seeing
on
it
that.
over and over again. And we literally had the same thing with the Universe 6 arc too. So they're just like, oh fuck it, we're just gonna do it with all the universes now.
Well, Universe 6 was just a teaser to really Tournament of Power. And I think there was a ton of improvement because everything they talked about they teased Ultra Instinct from basically like the very beginning.
Yeah. That's really, if you think about it, that's really what the show was. I don't want to say that's what it was leading up to, but you could tell like that's kind of what they was trying to hint at, like you were saying.
And I think that's just good writing for them. The way that they did it. I don't like that they had like two like transformations, so to speak, with
Oh
Ultra
yeah,
Instinct.
yeah,
Because that's already confusing enough to somebody that's like a casual fan. Because then they're going, what the fuck? Why does this nigga have silver hair and what's going on? Why does he got black hair with silver eyes? Super Saiyan 4? What the hell is going on?
yeah. But I don't know. The my thing with Super was, they reused the tournament thing, twice, and like not too far apart from each other. That was kind of annoying. And just they didn't really have any big villain in the tournament of power arc either, so it just wasn't, as
I mean,
narratively
there really
interesting to
wasn't
me.
no villains in Super. If you think about it, the only villains that was really there was Zamasu, and if you want to count Frieza, but he was a Z villain technically. He just came back in Super.
Yeah. I don't really enjoy it when their story doesn't have anything at stake, really, like a real stake. And it just wasn't narratively interesting. I would have much rather just gone back and watched Z than watched Tournament of Power.
No, I get what you're saying.
Like my favorite arc from Super was the Future Trunks arc. Like it was kind of played out, bringing Future Trunks back, but actually seeing a big bad that they couldn't really beat by themselves, that was nice.
Because there was a lot of stakes involved, and it was like, whoa, like how does this nigga have Goku's body, and how is Zamasu here there too? It's like the more it was like you had a lot of questions for that arc that you didn't really have for Universe 6 versus 7, because it was like, okay, you know that this is basically a quote unquote battle royale.
Yeah. I mean, there's just no progression of the narrative and the tournament arcs, so it was just kind of whatever. And I didn't really understand the copy Vegeta arc. I mean, that was like totally just filler.
No, that
Oh,
was just
dude,
filler.
that
Yeah,
was
that was
the
filler. Yeah, that was
purple
filler.
flute
Yeah,
thing,
that was
right?
filler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was filler. That doesn't count.
It wasn't even like an entertaining filler. Like I like the slice of life specials, because that's at least something different.
The only filler that really seemed that seemed interesting to me, I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually did for sure watch this, is the baseball one. I guess the aerial one, like that one was fine. It wasn't. It served its purpose to serve up time,
I like the
and
aerial one because it's a callback to Toriyama's older works. So
yeah,
he finally incorporated that. That was nice to see.
yeah. I thought that was fine because it served its purpose. Like it filled up time. So I was like, yeah, y'all, it did its purpose. And the Goku versus Hit rematch, like I thought that was nice too.
The moral arc. Are they still going with that in the Super
Yeah,
manga? They
Yeah,
yeah,
are.
it's still going.
yeah.
So if they or when they bring back Super, do you think they'll adapt that as the first arc, or do you think they'll do what they did with Resurrection of F, where they're gonna adapt
I
Broly
I
movie
don't think
into
they're
the
gonna
first
do
arc?
that because I think they're just gonna go ahead and go to do the moral arc because they got like once people realized what they was doing, that they was like, because when Super first came out, you probably was all like, why is they why is Beerus coming back to Earth and everything, blah blah. Because at first, like I didn't realize that they was just retreading the same ground, but they were just putting it in a show format. But once I finally realized, like, so essentially these first 34 episodes are kind of pointless. So, and they got a lot of totally got a lot of backlash from doing that because it was like, we've already seen this shit, and if anything, y'all didn't made it. If anything, y'all made it kind of well. I know for Battle of Gods, they made it a tad bit better. For Resurrection F, in my opinion, they made it realistically, if you wanted to watch Super, all you need to do is watch Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, and like the movies, and then watch the Universe 6 versus 7 arc. So hopefully they don't do that same thing because it would just be pointless.
I think they're gonna do it because they have a lot of episodes to pump out, and whatever like break that they can get their animators, they're gonna take it. I mean, that's pretty much why they adapted Battle of Gods and Resurrection of Ev, because that's really like low effort for them, and they can focus their time and energy on making the new arc. I mean, y'all remember when the first couple episodes came out and we saw the Super Saiyan 3 Goku versus Beerus fight and the really shitty animation they did for that?
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah,
bad.
that was terrible.
Yeah. And imagine if they didn't do or adapt those two movies, a lot of the animation in future arcs would have suffered because of it. They just don't have the budget for all those episodes, or like at least brand new content. I mean, that's what happens whenever you have an anime that lasts, hundreds of episodes. It's really hard to keep your consistency and like the quality.
No, because One Piece got like damn near 99 got damn near 9,900 episodes, and their quality don't be like that.
I don't know. I've seen some questionable things from One Piece.
Like I've seen some every anime is gonna have some errors and stuff, some questionable animation errors, but it wasn't as bad as Dragon Ball.
Well,
It wasn't as
not every
Fight,
anime.
though.
Not every
Not
anime.
not a main fight though. Like you don't see that in Naruto. Like Naruto, you'll see like the like small moments where it's not a serious moment, so they'll lower the quality.
yeah.
But when it's a serious fight, like that Beerus and Goku fight, that shouldn't have been like that.
I agree. I definitely agree, and I think that's probably because it's just because they already did this, so it was like they
No
didn't.
one's gonna watch it anyways, right? Let's just pump
They
something
was
out
probably
really
like,
quick.
we already did this, so it was like we did this. We did this exact same fight better, if I might add, in the movie. So we might as well just They probably felt like they don't have to try as hard, and unfortunately, the animation suffered dearly because of it. And even when they went on the Blu-ray stuff, it barely fixed it.
A lot of times they have to rush it out to air it on TV, and then they'll
Yeah, and that's
fix a lot
another
of the
issue.
errors on
Dra-
the Blu-ray release.
Yeah, that's a lot of issue. That was another issue too, because Dragon Ball is a weekly anime, so it's only so much shit they can do. But maybe that's not really a good excuse, because it's a lot of animes that's probably weekly, and they have main fights probably like that, and the animation probably is nowhere near as bad as that.
Bruh, Naruto had like 9,000 fillers. Same with Bleach, and it was still high quality. So I don't think there's really an excuse for that.
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure Bleach and Naruto, or really any of the big shonen anime, have had like their fair share of like pretty shitty moments.
Not that.
It's probably they just like hit it better, or people just don't talk about it because they're just not as big as Dragon Ball is.
I don't know, man. I was watching it.
I've seen some
Naruto
pretty bad like scenes from Naruto and Bleach.
the cap, maybe in Bleach, but not Naruto.
Well, in Bleach, they literally have a filler arc.
Yeah,
They literally
Which
have an
one?
entire.
Arcs?
Nigga,
Yeah,
arcs.
they do.
yeah.
Not arcs.
No, arcs. Plural, nigga.
Oh, plural. All right,
Yes,
They
yes,
did have a lot
plural.
of like half of that shit was filler, dude.
bro. And for me, I've watched the entire Bleach. I didn't even miss a single episode, even though I knew it was a filler. I was like, "Fuck, I'll just watch it."
I mean, well, arguably, you could say Super doesn't have any filler because there's no manga that it's adapting. So really, none of it is filler.
I mean, it is, but it essentially pulled.
Like the main reason for filler is that they need to give the manga time to catch, or give the manga time to get ahead so they can adapt it. And so they have to we're still on air, so we gotta put something in, fill it in with something. So they just come up with a random ass arc.
They just pulled the Yu-Gi-Oh spin-off moves. It's fine.
When do you think they're gonna bring back Super? Or if they'll even call it Super when they bring it back?
Yeah, I think it's still gonna be Super. But the problem is they made so much money. Broly movie. I can see them going the route of doing another movie. Like it's inevitable. Well, depending on what happens if movie theaters are still open.
Oh yeah, because the nigga said they's probably gonna shut that shit down, bucko.
Yeah.
Because you might see a thing where it's gonna be like movie events where certain blockbusters are gonna have like probably their own screenings, or
Yeah.
even maybe a streaming service like AMC. They have their own streaming service. You might see some exclusive like that.
Hmm. I don't know.
I
It's just
mean,
weird, dude. Like,
it would be nice to get another Dragon Ball movie because I really enjoyed the movie because they just have a much higher budget, so the animation is a lot better. Especially, with Broly, man, that animation, whew,
Just that
really
art
crisp
style
and clean.
itself.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, you just can't get that same level of quality in the anime, at least consistently. Some fights, or some episodes, yeah, they'll crank it up to 11 and like waste all their budget on like, a 7-minute fight scene, and the rest of the episodes, suffer because of it. But with the movie, they have a lot more leeway and money to deal with. So, but when do you think Super's gonna come back?
Yeah, originally it was supposed to come back around this time. Actually, like I think March.
Oh yeah, I know
Yeah.
Dragon
So
Ball fans are all salty because Digimon took the airing slot that Dragon Ball was supposed to take, and I for one I love Digimon, so I'm completely okay with that. We haven't had a really good Digimon series in a long time, and so far we're on episode 2. It just came out a couple hours ago, and it's doing really well. So I got high hopes for that, and that's probably going to run for at least a year. So we're probably not going to see Dragon Ball air unless it chooses a different time slot for
that
till maybe
depends, though.
2022.
When is Bleach's time slot? Because that's coming back as well, and that's already been confirmed.
Yeah, but it's not going to be the same time slot Dragon Ball has because Dragon Ball it airs like 9 in the morning, I want to say, on
Yeah, in
Sundays,
the morning.
which is like prime time for kids to watch. And definitely Bleach, it's not for kids like the same way Dragon Ball is, or Digimon is. It's a lot more mature, I would say, more
Mm,
more bloody.
Depending on our listeners, it's in the morning in Japan,
Yeah.
but nighttime.
So we're probably not going to see Dragon Ball come back for quite a while, at least like a year or two.
Unless they're secretly doing the movie right now, which I doubt it.
what else can they really make out of Super? Like, they can't really have another bad guy that's how you say stronger than Goku, because wouldn't that mean they're stronger than the god?
No,
Not
not necessarily.
necessarily. Not
No,
necessarily.
he hasn't
Hmm.
passed the gods yet. Well, he hasn't passed up. He's definitely hasn't passed up the angel.
Yeah, the Angels are really strong. We still haven't seen them at full power yet.
Not at all. No.
You probably
Yeah.
won't ever see them niggas at full power.
I remember before they announced the Broly movie, but we knew they were going to do a movie. Everyone thought that the next movie was about like the original Super Saiyan God, and it was going to be about like the history of the Saiyans and stuff.
That
That's
would have
because
been
of Toriyama and
interesting.
the way he worded. The way he worded
Yeah,
it
the
made
way
it
he
seem
worded it.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he wasn't necessarily lying because you do learn some history, but it's
no,
not like
don't cap for this
Yeah,
man.
it
This
ain't.
man
don't
was
cover for
lying.
him, man. Yeah, he was trying to lead us on. I mean, it would be great though if we got more backstory on that, and just expanding the lore at least. I would really enjoy that as the next movie, but probably not.
Here's the thing: they got so much. Like, I really just want them to do a small series, like literally just maybe like a one season. What universe is Jiren? Is that what?
I don't even remember.
Is it 10 or something like that?
12, I think.
12? Yeah, because I don't know. It's so many universes. They can literally do a series on
Like a spin-off series?
like a spin-off series with just Jiren as the main character.
That'd be interesting. That
They
would
could
definitely be interesting.
they could realistically they could talk about the other universes that like because originally there's 18, so they could talk about the ones they could have it like they could talk about the ones that that were there before Zeno had erased them for each season, and it would probably last, I don't know, maybe 4 arcs.
I wouldn't mind a spin-off series about a Universe 6 Saiyans, that'd be interesting too.
Yeah.
Or like even like just an arc about them, that would be pretty cool.
Well, that's the thing they kind of like teased twice actually, like Universe 6 art
Yeah.
and the Tournament of Power at the end. They because Vegeta wants to go back on his home planet, and that's kind of the only way that he can do that.
Yeah. That would be really awesome. We can say whatever we want, but Akira Toriyama will, push something out and he'll definitely get viewers no matter how good or bad it is.
You got to give him credit though. He takes like the most simple stuff. You hate it at first, but then you're like, "That's kind of hard." Like the Golden Frieza, everybody was pissed off about that.
I didn't
But
really mind it.
Yeah, I didn't mind. I was
Yeah.
like, I was all like, would I rather have liked like the form that Cooler took? Yeah, maybe, but I didn't mind it. And it was the same thing when Super Saiyan God like first got released. Niggas was just, bro, this shit trash, bro. It's like an upgraded Kaioken. If you look back at some of his stuff, Toriyama has never really been like, Toriyama likes to keep it simple.
Like he didn't even design Super Saiyan 4, did he?
He did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, it was
He
someone
actually
else,
didn't
right?
do
Yeah.
Super Saiyan 4. It's actually the person,
Oh,
or at least
okay.
he did the manga of the Tournament of Power. In fact, yeah, the same guy that did the animation for the Super movie.
Yeah, that's another thing. I would like them to bring Super Saiyan 4 in somehow. That would be nice. Because like out of GT, like that was probably my favorite thing was Super Saiyan 4, just because it was different.
I don't think Toriyama would do that, but given the fact that he did see this dude, I can't remember his name, but he created that and he brought him in for Supers. They missed the
No, it's
opportunity with that in the
well,
Tournament of Power.
Yeah.
no, the dude that helps Toriyama with the manga is the same dude that he drew like when this is back when Dragon Ball F was like real popular and niggas talking about Super Saiyan 5 and 6 and 1,000 shit,
Oh yeah,
whatever. And
yeah.
so yeah, he
Jesus.
drew artwork like for Super Saiyan 5 and I guess Toriyama saw it, he liked it, and that's pretty much how he started like doing the manga and shit. I like it. I like his drawing style.
And it's
Oh.
just a missed opportunity though that they have at that tournament.
Yeah,
Like this whole series has been a fan service, but it's been some hit or miss in a lot of things.
Oh well, it's been a while since we heard from Swank. What's your take on all this? Because we know that you don't really watch anime or even Dragon Ball.
It's a lot to take in, but I like the depth nature of all of it and how there's filler, there's some good scenes. It's like for me, a lot of shows. For me, I guess I watch The Office. I don't know if that's a hit or miss show with y'all, but it's like there's some shitty seasons, there's some good. Definitely depends on what they decide to do.
The Office is a classic. What are you talking about?
I'm just making sure because some people, man, they think it's like overrated, and it's like, nah, you tripping, dude.
It's pretty funny.
Well,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
there
funny.
also a split like in the fan base because of how Mike? So that kind of like
Yeah,
changed
they
like creative.
they pretty much said after he left, it's like some people didn't mind it and other niggas kind of hated it. But that's typical of what shows when the main character typically leaves. I mean, my boy Charlie Sheen got fired from 2.5 Men, and you saw how them last 4 seasons turned out.
Bro, why did they bring Ashton Kutcher? He doesn't even like look anything or like even give the same aura as Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen, man.
The thing is, I've actually watched Ashton Kutcher episodes like 2.5 Men, and it feels like a spinoff. It doesn't feel like I'm watching 2.5 Men. It feels like I'm just watching the spinoff version, and that's kind of the same with that 70s show after Topher Grace left. Like, it doesn't feel like I'm watching the same show. Like, it doesn't.
Well, I mean that's just a general problem with long running shows.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think Super's gonna have the Z effect where it's getting a bit too much? It's not even good. It's just content.
I kind of started feeling that with the Tournament of Power arc, honestly.
Yeah, because I don't know if because that shit lasted from damn near like like I think the actual tournament started in like November, and that shit didn't end until March. So it just got to the point where like
it got dragged on for
It was
way
too long.
it got dragged on too long. Like,
You gotta
and
keep in mind there was a lot of breaks.
that's true. That's true.
We only had like 3 breaks in between them.
No, it was more breaks than that.
It was more.
And especially when the voice actor for Bulma passed away, that threw them off as well.
Was it
But-
during the power arc? Literally, I don't think I watched it until like the 4th to the last episode where it would be finished. That's when I started watching it again, so I could like binge it all.
It was
Instead of
certain
waiting.
episode like I would like okay like I would watch the episode, right? Like let's just say like let me just use like I watched the like 110, right? Like when he goes Ultra Instinct for the first time, and I would see the preview for the next episode, and I would just be like, this preview not looking too good. So I would basically skip the episode, and then I wouldn't watch. Like I would either watch it before I watched the new episode that came out the next week, or I just wouldn't watch it at all, and I would just pretty much just because it ain't like I mean they do recaps at the beginning of the episode, so it ain't like you really missing too much.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, like Tournament of Arc for me, or actually before then, I felt like probably with the Copy Vegeta arc. Since then, like I just watched Dragon Ball just because it was airing. That was it. Like it wasn't like intriguing me or anything. The only arc that really intrigued me was the Future Trunks arc. Like I had to know what happened in the next episode.
Yeah.
But with since the Copy Vegeta arc and onto the Tournament of Power, I'm just like, like. Yeah, maybe I'll watch it like a couple days after it comes out or something.
One last thing before we all close out this episode. Now, out of Super Z, what's your favorite transformation? Like, what do you think is like definitively like the best transformation?
I gotta go with
movies.
Including the movies, yes.
I just gotta go with Super Saiyan like 1, but fall Super Saiyan, nice kind spirit. No. Okay. Oh no, I was about to say Kaioken, but that's not a transformation. That's a take. Never mind. So yeah, Super Saiyan, but fall Super Saiyan has a soft spot in my heart.
What about you, Coconut? What's your favorite transformation?
I would say Ultra Instinct is because I like that the sound effects it did. It sounded like it wasn't just Goku that was yelling. There was like several different voices kind of echoing from it, and I thought that was pretty dope. You know what I'm talking about? Like it had it wasn't just his voice.
Echo effect. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I like the color blue. So in a way, it kind of I liked it, but then I also do like the red, which is what Super Saiyan God.
Yeah, that's Super Saiyan God.
That those two transformations are probably my favorite ones because I don't know, I'm not really a big fan of yellow, but it's a bit different. I like.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I definitely like Ultra Instinct, especially the sub version because it uses like the Ozora at the background. Like, oh shit, this hitting different. Cause I just felt, but I understand the problem with Super Saiyan, like in general, because it was like, okay, when Goku first became Super Saiyan, niggas like, oh shit, like he about to fuck some shit up. And then after him, then you saw Trunks became Super Saiyan, and then you saw Vegeta become, you saw Gohan, and you have full power Super Saiyan, then Super Saiyan 2, and then it just got to the point where it's like, okay, Super Saiyan is kind of, I don't want to say it's irrelevant, but it's just like,
Not special anymore.
yeah, it's not special.
Especially what they did with Super. It was like, oh yeah, you just got to focus the energy on your middle back. And it was like, oh okay, that's some bullshit. But
I always felt like that was just strictly a Universe 6 thing. I didn't really feel like that was something that Universe 7 scenes had to do.
well, I think my favorite transformation, just the regular transformation itself, is probably Super Saiyan God. Just because he looks really slim. It's really different compared to everything else we got because it required the use of other people to first unlock it. But I think my favorite
Yeah.
transformation scene is gonna have to go to the first Goku Super Saiyan transformation when he was fighting Frieza, because that was definitely the most impactful, because it had the emotional context of Krillin getting fucking exploded, and we
Oh
never seen
yeah.
anything like it before. And I think animation wise, for a transformation, my favorite was in the Broly movie when Goku was turning Super Saiyan blue, and he went through like the rainbow hair color effect right before he was transforming into it when to fight Broly. That was pretty dope.
Man, animators, they said we finna give y'all a dramatic transformation because that was another thing. I don't know if y'all niggas noticed. Like, it's not really a ton of dramatic transformations like how how it was in Z. Like, it was like dramatic and shit. Niggas would power up, you see the sky turn yellow or dark and static. Lightning would start popping out and shit. Niggas' eyes would turn white. Like, oh, what the fuck is he about to do? But now it's just all like, boop, there you go. I'm Super Saiyan.
Because it got played out in Z, so they're like, we don't need to do it
Yeah,
again, or at least as much.
The crazy thing, my favorite transformation is not even a saying.
you like
Okay.
him. You like him Ekans, don't you? And
No,
I can't
it's
even fault
perfect
you.
cell.
Ooh,
I can't even fault you for that. I
perfect
don't know.
cell.
I don't know. This is gonna be a hot take, but I don't really fuck with Cell as a. I just don't.
Nah, Cell was my favorite character. His motive was straight up to the point. Like, look, I just want to whip niggas' ass.
Yeah, man, he set up a whole tournament.
Yeah, and I did like that, but it was like once he turned perfect Cell, like I didn't get the villain vibe from him. Like I didn't like it. Not to, like okay, it was like okay, yeah, I
You say
know.
that, bro.
I
When
was
he
like, I
shot
know.
Trunks up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at that point, he was done fucking around with niggas. At that point, but I'm like,
Cells Juniors.
he was trying to trigger Gohan, boy.
He let off
Nigga,
his goons. He was like, look, nigga, if you don't turn Super Saiyan 2, you don't go to this next level, I'm gonna kill all your friends.
but and I guess it's just because like the fact that like I was like, okay, well, technically, the fact that Cell had to absorb people to get to obtain the power, and I guess it's because I just okay. Let me put it like this: Cell and Boo, I love them design wise. I love them design wise. I even like at least Cell. I like his character motivations, but like, well, at least his first, well, at least his perfect Cell one. But Frieza, it was just like I just like besides his character design, I just liked everything about him. Like the nigga wanted immortality, but he didn't get it. So all right, now I'm finna fuck y'all niggas up. The nigga was feared across the universe to the point where niggas, by the mere sheer of his name, would just say, "All right, nigga, I'm finna dip. Y'all can have this." And the fact that in Z, this nigga didn't have. This nigga was that strong. Like you saw the like with Cell and them, like you could see that there was a gap, yeah, but it wasn't just that far of a gap. Like you could like, but Frieza, nah, this gap was just too big to the point where it took to the point where these niggas had to essentially unlock something that was a legend at this point.
I think my problem with Frieza, at least, well, not in Z, but in Super, is they kind of made him a little bit of comedy relief, like
Well, I
especially
was
with
strictly,
Broly,
I
the
was
Broly
strictly talking
movie.
about Z.
He's
I
just
wasn't
like,
talking. Yeah, I wasn't
oh
talking
yeah,
about
well, I
Super.
just I just want to get to Dragon Ball so I can grow like 5 centimeters taller.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Come on, that's something Frieza would do, though.
Yeah,
I
no,
was
it
like,
is something Frieza would do. I
it's
like his character, but it is. But yeah, we're getting pretty close to our mark. We made of past it actually. So I think it's about time to wrap things up.
Thank you, Polo King, for being on this episode.
no problem, no problem. I'll have to join back another time.
Oh, for sure, brother, for sure. And if you guys enjoyed listening to this episode, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe. Definitely comment below what's your favorite character or favorite Dragon Ball moment. And don't forget to share this video and support the channel with our Patreon so that way we can get better equipment for you guys listening. and also to pay our editor and take this channel to the next level.
Oh, and also comment below if you think Swank should check out Dragon Ball, and if we get enough likes or comments, we might do a video where we'll all show him our favorite clip from Dragon Ball and see if we can convince him to watch it.
I'll force it. Yeah, I'll sit down, guys, and I'll watch it just for y'all. It's not in my interest, but I'm down to do it, dude.
We're about to turn him.
Peace.
Later.
Bye.
All right, y'all niggas stay safe.